So, you're looking to move to Athens, Georgia. Well, I'm going to give you a tour of the town, show you multiple neighborhoods and houses at varying price points. And then if you stick around long enough, I'm going to show you the best view in town and tell you what everyone is most excited about. Hey y'all, I'm Winston Gibbs with the Living in Northeast Georgia channel. And I get calls all the time from people who are looking to move in 12 days or 12 months. And I would love to help you on your transition, whether it's from out of state, way out of town, or just locally. Now, as you see behind me, it's the UJ Arches, and everyone thinks that Athens is only a town for college students. But I beg to differ. There's so much more to Athens than just the university. There's culture, there's arts, there's sporting events, there's food. There's a little bit of everything for everybody of all ages. A fun fact about the Arches is it's believed that if you go through the Arches, then you will not graduate from the university. So you'll see all the undergrads going around it. Any of the alumni or graduate students have the ability to walk through the Arches. And around me, you can see downtown is popping. There's tons of stuff to do, as I said before, and there's plenty of great food options and cultural things that can occupy your time, again, regardless of your age. Now, let's get into it. All right, for our first stop on the neighborhood tour, we're on the west side of Athens, about 15 minutes from downtown. Now, one of the great things about the west side, and as you get outside of the downtown and the congestion, is you're gonna find more true neighborhoods. I'm in the villages of Jennings Mill right now. It's one of the few gated neighborhoods in the community. The house behind us is a 3-bed, 2.5 bath, listed at about 1,600 square feet, and it's listed for about $350,000. Now, most of these houses are similar construction, built in the late 90s, as you'll see behind us. One of the great things about this neighborhood is your proximity to the golf course. The house is right behind here. Hole number 16 is right behind us. And as you'll find out, I'm a huge golfer. Golf in the Athens area is a big thing. There's multiple private courses and public courses that you have the option to play on. And if you want to tee it up, I'd love to go hit it around with you. Also, with a lot of these, especially the private areas, you're going to have sport memberships, social memberships, where you can play, you can play tennis, you can go swim, you have access to the restaurant, and then also pickleball. Pickleball has become a massive sport in the Athens area. There's people of all ages that play. There's always courts to go play on, tournaments to play in. Pickleball has become huge in this area. Now, what are some of the other benefits of being on the west side of Athens opposed to other areas? Well, number one is probably your proximity to Atlanta and your ease of access to highways that get you there, with the Highway 316, the Atlanta Highway, and some of those other routes that will get you there if you have family or you want to travel, or you really need to get to some of the big shopping centers or sporting events that Atlanta offers. Now, the west side of Athens also has the perks that has a lot of your bigger chain restaurants if you want that. It has the shopping centers where you can get the big box stores. You also have locally accessible stores, and it has a little bit of everything opposed to some of the other areas. Now, I lived on the east side for a bit and I loved it over there. We will highlight it in another video, but as I've moved to the west side, it's definitely a step up in my opinion. This particular neighborhood, I know 4 or 5 agents that live in it, and when you see agents living in a neighborhood, you know that there's something special about it. Well, with that said, we're gonna move on to some of the other areas of Athens, and we'll see you in a second. For our next stop, we're in one of the most desirable and asked about areas in all of Athens, and that is Normaltown. Part of the reason Normaltown is so desirable is because of its location. We're so close to downtown, and then we're really close to the perimeter loop that goes around Athens, where you can get anywhere you want to be really fast. Now, the house behind us is your normal house around this area. It's about 1,400 square feet and just over $600,000. It has 3 beds and 3 baths. But like many of the homes in this area, it was built in the 50s. It was built in 1954, but the renovation done on this house is absolutely amazing if you look at the pictures that are online. Now, one of the cool things about it is you can find deals with houses that haven't been remodeled yet, and you can go and do it and you create a lot of value. Kind of like one of the clients that I had years ago. They bought a small house, a little bit of renovation that were done, but then they've done a big addition as their family's growing, and now they can see themselves there for life. Now, as I scan around, you can see there's varying sizes of houses, some old brick houses, some brand new constructions. And again, the price points will vary, but this is around your average price point here in the Normaltown area. One of the other really cool things and some of the highlights of this area are the proximity to what is the Normaltown district, which offers restaurants and breweries and yoga studios and tons of different things, other places to shop, which is suitable for anybody. Normaltown has people from all walks of life and different ages, and so anybody can find themselves happy here. Another plus about Normaltown is the proximity to the parks. There's a huge park that's walkable. You can take a bike ride over there. It's called Bishop Park, and they got swimming pools, they got rec centers, they got places to play, which is great for kids, great for the dogs or walking your animals. Also, the brewery scene in Athens has grown tremendously. There's 2 breweries that are really, really close, with the one downtown, Creature Comforts, and a new one called Authentic. And then a little bit farther, there's another brewery, which is a short drive. Be careful, obviously. And then a final plus about Normaltown is your proximity to the amazing regional hospital, Piedmont Regional. I've personally had experience there, and they are great at taking care of you there. They offer so many services, and it's just a wonderful, wonderful spot to be. So, regardless of if you need something on the lower end and smaller end, or if you want something bigger and extravagant, Normaltown has a little bit of everything to offer. And I highly, highly recommend coming and exploring this part of town. Now, we're on to our next stop. Now, for our last stop, we are in probably the most desirable area of all of Athens. We are in 5 Points, the historic crossing of Millage Avenue, Lumpkin, and then Millage Circle coming off of it. This house behind us is just a quick walk or bike ride to the 5 Points area. This house behind us is 5 beds, 5 baths, absolutely amazing inside. It's almost 4,000 square feet. Now, I know we went from 600 and it's a big jump. This one is almost $1.8 million, but in 5 Points, you get a huge range from about 700 up to 3 million just because of the varying the variety of houses, some that are smaller, some that are larger. Again, like Normaltown, this house was built in 1954, but again, it's been completely renovated and is absolutely stunning, like many of the houses in the area. If I circle around, you can see some behind me. You get a little bit of everything. Some people even buy a house, tear it down just for the lot and the location. 5 Points, historically, because of its proximity to the university, was a home to a ton of professors and students. But now, as Athens becomes such a desirable place to live, you get people who have left the college or left the town, gone to the big city, and with remote work and software and all that stuff, people are coming back and they want to be in 5 Points because the restaurants, the coffee shops, the walkability, the bars, the things to do so close to university, all the sporting events, the culture, the music. There's so many reasons to be here, and 5 Points is the hotbed of all of it. Years ago, before I got my real estate license, I was doing punch work for my cousin who's a remodeler, developer, and some of the houses we'd go in and they would be tiny and they would be, you could tell them straight out of the 50s and 60s. And by the time we were done with it, it was absolutely immaculate. Some of the houses that I worked on with him are stunning now. And the prices are, it is what it is because you're paying for that location. You're paying for the beauty of that house and the custom work. And I know a ton of good and reliable contractors here. We can find out if they did it, or if you find one that needs redone, we can get you in touch with that person. Again, from personal experience, I got friends that live in this area. I've been to restaurants, easy walk back home, tailgated for games here. 5 Points is such a cool spot. And like Normaltown, you can be at the hospitals really quick. You can get to the main roads and main highways real quick and get out and about. 5 Points is the happening spot in Athens. Now, we're gonna head to the best view in town, and I'm gonna tell you what everyone in Athens is probably most excited about and what they're raving about right now. Hey y'all, so we're at the spot where I believe the best view in town is. We're at the Hybar, which is part of the Hyatt Hotel connected with the Classic Center. It is located right downtown, and it provides 360-degree views of all of town. Right here you got downtown. The sunset looks amazing. You can see historic churches, government buildings, the landscape, the famous Athens landscape. You can see the restaurants, hotels, and where people are coming and going. On busy event weekends or game days, man, you can see the crowds going, and it's just really exciting to be a part of it and catch it from here. In the summertime, man, this place is always popping. The weather's great. They have a nice little drink menu, food menu to get here, so you can really enjoy it. Even from here, if I step this way, you're able to see Sanford Stadium, home of the Dogs, baby, 94,000 strong on Saturdays. Boy, do I have some memories there cheering those guys on. And this way, you can see a little bit farther out, and you get views everywhere. On the other side, you can see what everyone's most excited about in Athens, and I'm going to get to that. So I mentioned the Classic Center. The Classic Center is Athens Convention Center, and they host over 700 events a year. They do galas and banquets, which I've been to tons of them. They are top class, top notch. They have ballets, they have Broadway series, they have all kinds of things come in. Skating rink in the wintertime for kids. They have the wine weekend. I've seen cheerleading competitions, volleyball competitions, tech competition for kids. There's something for people of all ages. But what's most exciting is the new arena. You see, the Georgia Theater's been a home for big concert venues. You get about 1,500. All the big shows have gone to the Atlanta area. Well, now this arena, Akins Arena, will seat over 7,000 people, and we have our first professional team. It's a minor league hockey team, and I went last week, and boy, are those games fun and exciting. If you haven't been to a minor league hockey game, go check it out, because those guys are fighting to make their way into the big leagues. But it's awesome. They say big comedy acts are coming, big music acts are coming, monster trucks are coming, all kinds of new opportunities for events and socials and different things that can come to this city, which we haven't been able to get in the past. So super excited about the arena, love the Classic Center, love coming up the Hybar and just checking out the views all over the place from this great spot. Now, I want to again thank you for sticking around this whole time, checking this view out with me, checking out these towns. If you want to learn more about and everything about living in Athens, Northeast Georgia, living, breathing, eating, sleeping, real estate updates, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to follow and get notifications, and I'll check you out the next one.